Well, just so you know, when we pour our driveways, we don't just pour 6-sack concrete over the dirt or 4-sack concrete like some of the other guys. At Reliable, we have a complete system, and we adhere to it. This ensures the best possible end product for our homeowners. And unlike the way the builder built your driveway, we start off with a compactable base. After pre-grading the site, we bring in a base with a little help from our friends, the Bobcat, and some wheelbarrows, of course. And most importantly, some really hard-working guys. As you can see, there's a whole lot of guys on this job. Now, besides the wheelbarrows, and of course the Bobcat, there's a whole lot of hard work that goes into laying out the base. At first, we do a nice thick layer on top of the graded dirt. We work it in so it's evenly dispersed and graded properly. So when we pour the concrete, you'll end up with an amazing level and contoured surface for your driveway. Next comes the fun part, unless you're a little nervous or shaky. Compacting the base is standard with a Reliable install, so we avoid a poor installation. What it is a sub-base that acts as a capillary break, thus preventing water from wicking up through the groundwater table and into the slab. And the sub-base material is usually a gravel with some fines mixed in with it. Now, when you're using a compactor, much like cutting your front yard, you use parallel, even lines throughout, so you get a consistent compaction rate. This is so important before you pour the concrete. Now, according to the Portland Cement Association, cracks, slab separation, structural failure can all result in a poorly compacted subbase. At Reliable, we take every step to ensure a professional and expert installation. In the case of a slab on ground residential application, like your driveway or patio, an ideal subgrade should be well drained, have a uniformed bearing capacity, and have the correct slope, and be free of sod, organic matter, and frost. After all the prep work's been done, the form's built, the compaction of the base is done, it's time for rebar. Rebar is like the skeleton of the concrete pour. And before we pour the concrete, we space our rebar 24 inches on center. There's a real art to this. Tying the rebar together is critical. I'm amazed at how often I've seen companies install rebar that just laid it out on the ground, expecting it to stand up to the pouring of the cement. I can't stress this need to tie the rebar together enough. Notice how we bend the rebar around all the corners? Those guys are real pros. And that's it for today. Tomorrow comes the pouring, starting at 7 a.m. in the morning. We'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.